I want to assure you of the warmest and most cordial welcome.
It will be an adventure that will open new sights in familiar surroundings.
A lot of our music in general, we use a lot of samples and recordings, whether it be, you know, audio from a found VHS tape or snippets of like speeches on archive.org and just all kinds of random things kind of interspersed in our music. And we had an idea that every time we would go on a longer tour, we would actually take field recordings from the tour of talking with a homeless man in St. Louis, or eavesdropping on a mother and her daughter in Manhattan at a restaurant, to just absolutely everything. And then we got back from tours, 14 days, compiled all the audio, kind of strung it together and started writing music around it. Being about 20 minutes, and we put it on one-sided vinyl, and the other side has artwork screen printed on it. And we're going to do that on every tour from here on out, every longer tour, and it's called Studies. This first volume we titled Loosen the Bands. We're actually taking field recordings now and this tour that included South by to be the Studies Volume 2.
It's different than anything else we'd ever written before, as far as like composing the samples and the found sounds, and then kind of scoring the music around kind of the theme of some of the samples and stuff that we found.
Stylistically, volume 1's probably the most different from anything we've written.
For sure.
Like very, I mean, it's one 17 or 18-minute song compared to the usual 3 to 4 minute song. So
it's pretty boring.
The other.
I think there's one section where you can hear people pretty clearly, and it was a campfire in Beaver Falls. We got invited just to kind of hang out with these people that we had just played for, and they were talking about a college where a lot of weird, like, promiscuous things had happened in this one room in the college, and they were talking about all these things, and we were recording it, and there's like a sample of people talking about this, and you can definitely hear what they're saying. It's really funny. But
we were walking and we kept going in and out of like these flea markets, so there's like all these old Victrola, like whatever speakers playing these classic sounds, and then you'd hear us walk in and out, and then people talking, and there's just cafes, and I felt like it kind of captured, I don't know what we were trying to go for.
Journey,
capturing the sounds of the places we were going and the people and kind of the environments.
All three of us have been in bands, you know, as long as we can remember, and always kind of, you know, as much as writing the music was important, have all tinkered in like figuring out what to do with the cassette recorder to get it to sound the best, and, you know, experimenting with the way things were recorded. Even when we were playing punk and hardcore music, you know, that's always been a really important aspect of it. And now it's kind of, you know, right in the center of what we're doing, so it's kind of come full circle.
I've always been a bit of an object tester. Like if I have something in my hands, there's a decent chance that I will accidentally break it and then have fun trying to put it together. And so I definitely think that also goes with instruments or things that could be turned into instruments as well.
Man, I feel like even the word post-rock becomes like a dirty word for us sometimes.
I kind of just feel like we still are categorized as that, and not like we're doing something crazy different. But there's enough like melody to what we do that I don't know that it's even really post-rock. You know, like
we love a lot of those bands. You know, from Explosions to Godspeed and This Will Destroy You. You know. But I feel like our music doesn't sound like that. We don't. I think we'll kind of get together when we get back and start playing back all these recordings, and some of them are in the form of video, and kind of start pulling out things. Like as an example, the last time, one of the first things that really caught our eye was a sample that Andrew, our drummer, had recorded of these children on a swing set, and it almost sounded like notes. So we started figuring out the notes and playing along to the swing set, and it kind of grew from there. And in the end, we ended up taking out the swing set, so now you don't even hear it, but it was still like the starting point. So usually there's a moment like that where we kind of all, you know, grasp onto something and kind of go from there.
That's
I'm
very
sure that'll
interesting.
kind of be how it happens this time around. For some reason, a theme that kept coming back was like stars and night and space. The volume is divided into 3 sections, and we named them after actually the bright star index numbers for Orion's belt, the constellation.
I was wondering about this.
So yeah, it's all kind of vague where the themes come from, really, I guess. Like when you listen to it, you wouldn't know these things, but that's a lot of what we were thinking about, I guess. Especially a lot of night driving, a lot of, you know, being on the East Coast and just seeing the stars and just kind of the still of being around each other, you know.